My name is Robert Villa. I am the Community Outreach Assistant at the Desert Laboratory on Tumamoc Hill. And my job is to help engage people with their surroundings and the history of the place, the Desert Laboratory in Tumamoc Hill, which is the English transliteration of Tumamoc Doag in the O'odham language, which means Horned Lizard Hill. The Desert Lab was built in 1903. It was built to understand desert plants and their contributions to our knowledge of how to survive in desert environments. It varies a lot, but up to 1,500 people can visit the hill on a daily basis. Some days you can hear 3 different languages, 4 different languages being spoken on the hill. And it speaks to how diverse Tucson is. Hills have always been a point of pilgrimage or attraction to people. People like to walk or climb hills. There's something in it. And there's an unofficial group of people that call themselves the Tumamoc Masters. This idea of making it to the top. And then there's people who just walk up to the first bench and they sit there and they just, whatever, have their lunch. Studies show that just exposure to vegetation and greenery and nature goes a long way to your mental and physical health. The hill is providing an outlet for people to let their emotions out. You know, walk, you know, when you're frustrated, just go and walk, you know, or you need, you know, there's something in you that tells you to walk and get into nature, right? I just hope that people don't take it too much for granted, because we live in a time where a lot of the things that that we value are at risk of being changed forever. And I hope that people care enough to act out on behalf of the things that they care about. Nature. And I hesitate to use the word nature because that the word nature often is used in a way that implies that we are separate from nature. Like, I like going out to nature, but in fact you are a part of nature. You are nature experiencing itself. Nature is just a word that we use to wrap our head around the concept of experience. When I was a little boy, maybe 5 years old, I walked into my great-grandmother's kitchen in South Tucson, and there was a box in the corner of the kitchen, and I was curious, and I looked in there, and there was a desert tortoise. And I was just so transfixed and mesmerized by this creature I'd never seen before in my life. Nana Mary, my great-grandmother, says, "Oh, that's a turtle. Someone brought that for your tia Lourdes." And I go, "Oh," and she gave it some lettuce, and it started to eat, and I was just like so transfixed, and I was hooked. And by the end of the day, I came home with that tortoise, and I still have that tortoise. His name is Cecil. Used to be Virgil, but then I named him Cecil after one of my mentors who studied desert tortoises, Cecil Schwalbe. Reptiles were my first love. They're underappreciated. Most people dislike them, but to me, they're beautiful. I'm just a kid that didn't grow out of the dinosaur phase. The way we coexist with wildlife is a reflection on the value that we put on those creatures. You know, people move here for the great weather, the sunsets. But with that comes rattlesnakes in your backyard, mountain lions, birds shitting on your window, car window, pack rats chewing the wires of your car and stuff like this. If you can't accept the desert for those things, then you don't deserve. It's this funny saying: if you don't love me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best, right? So it's a privilege to be alive and live in the desert. And if you really love the desert, you love the desert for all of its qualities. And I would say I'm in love with the desert.
Cool.